support for chess has just been incredible because it's not just this massive event, it's also all those side events as well.
Aren't they fun?
Inspiring both youngsters, seniors, and women.
Absolutely.
And handshake, and the players press the clocks, and the game is about to begin.
Just before I got a chance to ask you about your best guess, what was it going to be, D4 or E4? I'm glad I didn't get to ask you that question.
Yeah, because
we have
C4.
English. And one of the great surprises to me in this event has been Fabi's choice of meeting E5 with D3 on move 2. And he was imitated as well in the previous round by Anish. Anish also played D3 against MVL in the E5. I've never played D3. I've always played either knight C3 and then what became a personal favorite, G2, G3 on the Prag is thinking on this first move. It probably came as a slight surprise, even though Fabi has already played it in the tournament. I'm sure his prep was E4 based or D4 based.
Yeah.
Have you been an English player?
No, never.
Never.
Because of E5.
Because of E5?
Yeah, because I'm not a Sicilian player. I feel like you do have to have knowledge of that opening.
And knight F6?
Knight F6 played, very flexible.
Right. Okay, so it's actually kind of funny because when my opponents played against me knight F6, I would always play knight C3 in anticipation of playing E2, E4 to avoid the Grunfeld and to try to steer the line into a King's Indian. Then the funny part is on E5, I can't play D3 like Fabi. So maybe this was a clever move order by
we see E6
by Prag.
being essayed by Prag after knight F3.
E6?
6 and B3 is the response.
B3.
So Fabi continuing with his strategy of just playing
and mixing it up.
innocuous systems, not well trodden areas of theory, so B3. And well, the question is D5.
Exactly, I think that is by far the key question. We could go into a variation like this. I can take on D5, play or play the move E2, E3. Would we describe this Miro as a reti?
Well, not yet. The bishop is still on F1, right? I mean, the reti, in my understanding, the light bishop has to be on a long diagonal.
Right.
And in current position D5, say E3, and it can be anything, really.
Yes.
Because it can transpose, let's say, with black going C5, can transpose into like Tarashi-like positions.
Exactly.
Tarash defense, that is. Yeah, if black goes C6, bishop D6, knight D7, and here you have it, anti-Miran type of thing.
Right. So still very flexible.
There is probably no reason to go C6 right now.
Right. But just to follow what you were saying, you can go into bishop to D6.
It's our favorite. English opening Agincourt defense.
Right you are. And you were telling me that you had actually looked it up so you could learn the theory of the Agincourt battle.
It sounds very familiar to every English person, and it is because of a certain battle that we won against the French back in the 100-Year War in long time ago. And there we actually see that
down. So with
Yes.
the move rook d1, he could claim a draw, I believe.
Right, rook to d1 quickly played.
Or maybe it's rook a2, rook a1, apologies on that.
Yeah.
Okay, we'll probably wait for the handshake on this one, as again, Fabi is tournament leader, and he's playing against one of the players in second place.
Yes, he is, and well, then his eyes will go on to the other games.
Yes.
Reza in trouble, Gukesh still a very wild affair, anything can happen there.
Exactly.
Rook d2. But it's Fabi's last white of
Yes.
the competition. Tomorrow he has black against Anish Giri.
Right.
What do we think about Fabiano's chances?
Yeah,
Anish very well prepared.
extremely well. I suspect that Fabi is going to say it hasn't left us in any ecstatic
Not for
sense.
want of trying, and they see rook a2 played by Praggnanandhaa. The decision has been made. Is Fabi going
war
to
time.
write down? Yeah, he is.
I
Does
like.
he have to write down that he wants to play rook a1?
I think he will.
There is one thing though,
Yes.
because after rook a2, the threefold has already happened on the board.
Already.
And that's another way of claiming a draw if the position has already repeated 3 times.
Right. Doesn't
You
necessarily have to make.
Don't necessarily have to write down the move.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. So he can
Well,
just say, okay, after
Arbiter
my
has
opponent's
been
move rook
summoned.
a2, yeah. That's,
Handshake. The arbiter's been summoned. Sure enough, it's come over to check the score sheets and make sure everything is in order, and a draw between Fabi and Praggnanandhaa.
I like the little hand movement by Fabi just to draw the arbiter's attention. The Dutch do that at the restaurant. When it's time for the check, they kind of give the hand a little bit, and they call it the reckoning. To the may I have the reckoning?
Oh, the reckoning.